Okay, so we're going to try something a little different here. We're going to upload this video exclusively onto Amari's side dish. Okay, so it's going to be short and sweet. We're just going to talk about foods that are easy to digest and nutritional. And the hemp hearts are extremely high in calories. Now, I don't have everything counted out in calories yet. We're not to that point. But I know that I think it's like almost 100 calories for about a tablespoon. Okay? For that. I think honey for a tablespoon is... Oh, here we go. We can look. In terms of calories, because you know that's the priority for me, is 60. Okay? And that's at 1 tablespoon. So that's about a tablespoon, a little more. Now the thing about honey, you could eat honey all day long and it's not going to hurt you. If anything, it's going to benefit your body. So because I haven't been giving Amari honey for the last little while, I'm giving him a little extra with some plain yogurt. So, you know, you got to flavor it up a little bit, right? So because the hemp seeds are so fine, once I mix it up and leave it for 5 minutes or whatever it is, in terms of, boy oh boy, in terms of the hemp heart, there's hemp hearts, absorbing the liquids and the moisture and all that, by the time I feed it to Amari, it's really, really good. In terms of, one, it's easier to digest because it's already dissolving into whatever food that you blend it into. And, you know, being that he doesn't really chew, you know, it's been chewed up for him. Anyway, hold on. Okay, so I rubbed the honey in, right? You know, broke it up, right? It could honestly add more honey, but Amari doesn't mind plain yogurt per se, quote unquote, right? And now if I was to give it to him like this, it's too soupy. He'll just end up, I don't want to say drooling, but half will go in and half will come out over his mouth and, you know, down his chin, and just the way he moves his tongue around. So I'm trying to think what I can do to thicken it up outside of, I'm giving him a fried egg and butter on low. Right, so 1 egg. I'm giving him 1 egg and a slice of cheese after it's cooked, and I'm not crisping it. I kind of like, I'll show you, hold on. Okay, so while we're waiting for this egg, which I put in there, it's almost like, I don't want to say poaching it, but, you know, when it gets to a certain almost half cook, that's when I put the cheese on, and I put the lid on, so it gets really nice and hot in there, and it kind of poaches it. I may or may turn up or turn down this, depending on how it responds. You know, it all goes back to that ambient temperature in the air. So what I want to talk about here, while we're waiting for that, is if you're getting into your honeys and you're using them as a supplement, you know, for the ones that don't know, or maybe need to be reminded and they know, but they forgot about it, right? You want... Okay, you can go to the grocery store, you can order on Amazon, and you can order honey from across the country. So, like, I've done that, right? I've ordered big tubs, okay, from Toronto. So I've got honey that is from Toronto. This one I bought in a grocery store. I don't know if it's local. It says Canada #1. I don't know where it was harvested in terms of the honey itself. But this one came from the Fraser Valley from where I live, to which... it has natural microbial properties that are, I don't want to forget about this, Now you see, and then I just break it up a little bit so it doesn't burn on the bottom or get too crispy for him. Otherwise, I'm having to cut. I'm going to turn this down. Put this cheese on top. I find sliced cheese is the best for Amari. It's that wandering eye. It is very dark for me to see. I find that melts and stays at the texture. That's good for him. And because this is a little cast iron pot, I only need to technically put it onto one and just poach it, okay? And leave it like that, and then I'll show you. So back to the honey, okay? Because this video is almost over. So because of that, you know, when the bees are flying around from different plants, and you know, there's viruses in the air. It's like that. It's like that mold that grows in your house in the air. And when you want to start a sourdough starter, it attracts the mold in the air, and then before you know it, you've got a sourdough starter, which is a natural yeast. Well, it's the same kind of thing, right? The bees are flying around. They're picking up little viruses and this and that and blah blah blah, and they make their honey so that when you go off and buy it, if you technically haven't been exposed to something in terms of a quote-unquote virus, right, the way you build natural immunity is coming into contact with it so that your body learns to keep it at bay, right, if it's a dangerous one, that is, right, that can make you sick, right, it builds immunity so that if you come into contact with it at a later date, aren't those beautiful? At a later date, right, you won't be affected by it. So it's you know, it's so if you're working with honey, for sure, order online, get it from across the country, that's good, but also make sure you have some that's from your local area, and then just switch them around, right, so that whoever's eating it is being protected by coming into contact with things that are in their local neighborhood and area, region, whatever, right? And because it's antibacterial, the honey itself, it just helps your body to you know, ward off any potential sicknesses that you can come into contact with if you hadn't already been exposed to it. The honey just helps to build your immune system. So you can hear it bubbling around, right? So this is how I keep Amari's food when I'm doing egg really soft. Wandering eye. It's that blind eye, people. Don't forget, I can't see on one eye. And because of that, well, I can see, but not very well. But because of that, my you know, my head has to try harder to think. But do you see how nice this is breaking up? This is nice, right? There's no crispies. The butter isn't even burnt. Okay, it's not even browning. And then I mash it because I have to do that for Amari because he can't chew it for himself. Right? So I mix everything in. Don't ask me what the calorie count on it is yet because I don't know. I don't have time to sit there and do that. Although I am working on it in terms of what computer I'm going to use and how I'm going to begin this process. And I've also copied and pasted 3 scripts, JavaScripts, for beginning to work on a web page for the bookstore. I'm using the bookstore as the means to start a web page and see if I can build in something where I can import pictures from books in my house. Alright, and then I'll upload it onto my website. And then from there, we'll see what happens. But, you know, I have to manage my eyes in terms of where I'm applying them. But I've started. I'm kind of excited, only because I kind of know what I'm doing, and I believe I can do it, although I'm a little discouraged because I can't see very well, and I know that I'll probably be straining my eyes and then get chewed out by the eye doctor when I go see them. I shouldn't be doing it, and I'll be like, but you don't understand. It's like going out in the yard. I have to. So, do you see where we're at with that? Now I'm just going to put the heat back on and just, you know, kill off any potentially, you know, salmonella and all that other stuff, right? Because of egg, right? Hold on. Okay, so now that we're waiting for this egg for a few minutes, I just thought I'd touch base on this because I haven't tried this yet, people, because I know Amari, it's not easy getting this in, you know, all at one time. Half of it could very well go to waste, and so like I'm a little iffy on this one, right? In terms of, I'm going to put the egg in here, and Amari doesn't mind if I start blending things. So, right, he's really good little eater. So in the meantime, we'll just talk about this briefly because, you know, I'm thinking about what I can do with it. I'm thinking to boil up rice and blah, 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 blah. I've looked at some of the ingredients in here. Now, if I had a better kitchen and I, you know, was more organized, it wouldn't take much probably to make my own, and have it on hand. Because, you know, they got like pea flour and that kind of stuff in there, right? Which I have pea flour in the house, but besides that point. So, now whether I'm going to use this today, I'm not sure because it's a lot of cleanup, catch up, right? You know, wipe down the floor with a mop and, you know, have a bath. And right, we'll do my dishes first, wash up all this butter stuff and, you know, I'm going to be cleaning for 4 hours, right? And then I'll go have a bath. And the last thing I want to do is be trying something new, but I have definitely been thinking about this. But this would be almost the same, and I know Amari, as this, right? So, you know, you don't want to waste it, right? So, I'm, you know, it really depends on what it tastes like. Hold on a minute. Now, this is exactly what I like for Amari. Okay? So I sort of kind of like poached it, but if you notice, the butter is still nice and buttery looking. And do you see how the sliced cheese doesn't get gumpy like a mozzarella? Like, you know, doesn't get gummy, right? Because, you know, it's hard to blend in those cheeses. Where these ones, you know, because they have more oil in them, they tend to just blend right nicely. Do you see how that's perfect for Amari? What the calorie count is, I don't know. Eventually, I'll have it written down and I'll let you know. Okay, but this is perfect. This is exactly the way I like it, and I love this little frying pan. Okay, so now I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it on the side here, and then because it's warm, I do like to try and give them warm food, but this is cold. But besides that point, I'll probably end up mixing the two as I go. Now, as anytime you cook eggs, especially in this day and age, most people, probably a good 95%, have plants in their house or they grow them outside. It's in your best interest to wash it, dry it. After it's dry, crack it, take it through a blender, and then you've got yourself some calcium for your plants. Doesn't cost anything except a little bit of time. Unless, of course, sometimes you just throw them into the compost with the rest of your stuff because the worms like it too, right? I'm just saying. So hold on. Okay, so this is what I do, and then as I go. Now, I'm thinking for next time, right? I'm gonna try and give them an opportunity to be sloppy. Right? I mean, it takes time to develop skills sometimes, so maybe we'll get lucky, right? You know, it's like that little kid going out and getting all dirty. They don't know until they get in there and figure it out, right? And even then. Okay, there's always laundry, people. So what I'm saying is, I should have, to thicken this up just a tad bit, okay, I could have taken a couple of, a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon or two of bran buds, right? I could have even put them in there and let them soak up what's in there, or I could have soaked them separately with milk or hot water or whatever. Or I could have softened up 3 prunes or 4 prunes. Yesterday I gave him 3 prunes that were softened up, and he really liked them. I could have softened them up, chopped them up, and then put them in here. But I think the bran would be better, right? So, anyway, this is Amari's little side dish. And then what happens is, do you see? He likes it. He loves it. Okay? And this right here is so, so tasty. Like, so tasty. And this is really healthy. Okay, we're going to try this out. Change your mind. Sit there. Don't move. Nana's got you some food. Yeah, I got you some food. Hey. No. What do we got? Not today. Soon. I gotta buy a few things first. Okay, you ready? He always likes to taste it. What is that? What was that? Hold on. Come on, I don't want you to get dirty. This is clean. Stop it. I'm gonna see if I can find some bibs. I don't have time to make bibs. Not right now. Okay, is that yogurt sour? Is that it? Here. Or was that a piece of egg? Which one was it? This yogurt is a little sour. Like I said, it needed more honey. Yeah. I don't think it's hot. Let me see. Oh, it could be. Yeah, he doesn't. You gotta watch. What is that? Amari, what are you doing? Little bites. Huh? What do you think? Okay, let's just try some of this yogurt with the honey and the that's honey and hemp hearts and yogurt. It's kind of soupy. See, this is what happens. All right, but he likes it. You can see that, right? But if I had a little bit of bran in there, that would be good. But I'm going online. I'm looking for bibs that are big. I was watching a woman's video yesterday with her grandmother. Her grandmother had a stroke, and anyway, I guess grandma's at home now with her granddaughter, and her granddaughter is finding out what it's like to look after an elderly person with special needs. Okay? And through that process, I don't know, she had some sort of some wish list, I guess. Right? Amari, stop it. He's getting really good with his legs. I guess she had a little wish list. Right? And, no, stop. Okay? Don't make it hard for Nana. Nana's tired. I haven't started my day yet. Stop it. He's getting strong. Yeah. You like it. I know you do. So anyway, some gifts were sent to her, right? For Grandma, right? Because, you know, medical only covers so much under certain plans, okay? And, there was a couple of items in there that I'm going to order for Amari. One to help hold utensils, like a fork or a spoon. So I'm going to order that. I'm going to look for a special kind of plate, I guess. Hopefully I'll find it. And I'm going to order some bibs. But big like this. Right? And then at some point we're going to let Amari sit in his wheelchair. And allow him to try and feed himself. Right? Ow! Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? Huh? And then that's when we start teaching him what the different foods are. So he's basically eating this plain yogurt by itself with just honey and hemp seed. Or, sorry, hemp heart. And he's doing really, really good. Like, really good. So there's always milestones. Hey, stop it. There's always milestones coming in with Mari. Okay? He's not being as sloppy with this. See how he spits it out? He doesn't mean to. He just can't help himself. That's the way his mouth operates. Here. That's a big gulp. Yeah, see? Big gulp. It's good, eh? You like it, don't you? Mm-hmm. It's good. Okay? So a little bit of bran in there would have worked, but then on the other hand, sometimes it's just nice not to, you know, you got to give the intestines time to, you know, clear themselves out. And I do give them bran buds, and I give them raisin bran, and I take the time to cut the raisins, and then I soak the raisins in with the milk, mash up everything, and I give it to him as is like that. Or I'll do bran buds, you know. He loves his Heinz beans, baked beans. Although I do got a couple of beautiful baked bean pots that after everything's all said and done and I'm caught up, I'd like to bring out all those beans I ordered last year and jarred up. And hold on, Amari, you're getting too strong, man. You can't confine him when you're feeding him, because you just never know when he might gag. So it's best to be able to have that ability to move him forward and pat his back, or whatever you need to do, or even for himself to move it out of his mouth or his throat, out of his throat. You have him confined, strapped in. That could be extremely dangerous. Now, there's egg in there. Don't choke. Don't choke. Did I give you too much? Nana's not paying attention. You can feel it, can't you? You can feel it. I think I gave him too much egg. No? That was okay? If you notice, he didn't chew it. He swallowed it. That's why I like to make that egg that way. Right? So I know, you know, if I... Right? Chances are, you know, it's going to go in good. Right? That first little gag probably had something to do with a piece of egg that, you know, and just with the initial taste of the yogurt, right? It took him like a second to clue in. But he's eating this really fast. He's doing this runny yogurt pretty good, right? Because I put a lot of honey and stuff in it, eh? Now, before I give him that egg, I just make sure, you know, there's no large chunks. Yeah, here you go. That's egg. Egg with butter and cheese. You like that? Yeah, you do. This is good, isn't it? Huh? He watches. He watches his bowl to see, and then when he gets near the end and he knows there's nothing left, when we get down to the last bite or two, he starts playing this little game with me where he won't open his mouth for that last bite, because he kind of knows this is his last bite. Eventually he does. You know, he doesn't do it all the time, but I just notice he gets cocky with me when he knows his bowl is getting empty. Like, he's eating like at full speed right now, right? Because he knows there's lots of food in here and he's really enjoying himself. So now by this time, not only, you know, I'm giving him egg, but I'm also giving him some of this yogurt stuff. And he allows me now to do this sometimes, right? For the most part, you can see he's not grabbing at it, right? You know, he's looking in his bowl. He's looking in his bowl. Oh, jeez, hold on. He's looking in his bowl and he's watching, right? He's aware that there's food in there and that he's going to get more. And then when he realizes that there's not that much food left and we're down to the last teaspoon or whatever, you know, that's when he starts getting a little cocky with me. and he won't swallow what's in his mouth, or he won't open his mouth for the last bite even though he wants it, and then eventually he will. Right? I always give him that last little bite. Right? But, you know, he's definitely aware that something has changed. So that's a good sign. There you go. Oh, yeah, you're doing really good. Really good. Now I'm blending in the egg with the yogurt. Yeah. Yeah, here you go. Good stuff. All right. Try and chew some of that. I see little chunks of egg. But because it's so soft, the way I cook it, it doesn't really pose a danger in terms of choking him. But you always have to have that heart of steel, okay? Otherwise, you'd never get anything done. And you sure know how wouldn't be able to do this every day if you didn't have that heart of steel. Right? The heart of steel is what gives you the ability to react to the emergency if an emergency should happen. Okay? Right? Because you have to be able to act quickly and dislodge whatever it is that he's choking on. And depending... Now, my fear is I'd have to stick my fingers into his throat to try and dig out something. Not that I would. But, you know, sometimes you have to, right? Amari doesn't like nothing in his mouth, right? And the last thing I want him is biting off my finger. So that's something that we have to work on more, right? Especially as he gets older, right? For the most part, though, you know, I just turn him over, pat him on his back. Depending on, you know, what's going on, I may have to do it for, you know, a few seconds longer. You know, nothing too severe. If it got real severe real fast, like when he puked because he was constipated and looked like he had died and wasn't responding, like that was scary. That was like really, really scary. You can't imagine. And even then, I reacted very quickly and yeah. So you can see, right, he's eating this up really fast, right? So maybe what I'll do is I'll put this on my main channel and I'll promote it for Amari's side dish in terms of, I'll upload it there too, but I'll provide the link. I will provide the link to that channel and what do you call it? For the future, you know, I can, like I said, you know, I can just take these videos and put them up on there versus on my main channel as well. I mean, I can do on my main channel every now and then, but we kind of want to condense these down on one channel, easy to find, so that other people can learn from it and gain the confidence that they need in order to be able to cope with situations like this, because that's what it boils down to. Okay, you're being sloppy now. Stop it. Stop being so bloody messy. Good boy. Plus, you can choke. Okay, show manners. Hey, manners. All right? I don't want you choking because you're getting all excited with your food. That's what happens. He gets excited. He doesn't realize that if he's running and eating, he can choke. He can't run, but he can bounce around and get all excited. You know, good boy. You're listening to Nana. I like that. You're showing manners, right? You're showing manners to your Nana. You're showing manners to the world. You're showing manners 'cause you're a good little boy. You're showing manners to your Nana. You're showing Nana your manners. You're showing manners to the world because Amari is a good boy. Amari is a good boy. You're showing manners to your Nana. You're showing manners to the world because Amari is a good boy. Yay! Now we're down to the last bite. Yay! Here you go. Okay, good. You didn't stress me out. Normally when we get to the last bite, he plays with me and keeps me sitting here for 4 minutes. See? He gets this look about himself. He keeps his mouth closed. And then it's like he gets stubborn, right? I mean, because obviously this is a playtime, right? There you go. Good boy. Apparently there's such a thing as called disposable bibs. I'm going to see if I can order some. Because the laundry does pile up. But you did a really, really, really good job. I am so proud of you. You did such a good job. Yes, you did. Was it good? Was that good? Ugh. Was that good? Hmm? Yes, it was. Now, Nana, we'll go get you some juice. Yeah. I'm going to buy a different cup. I know he won't like it, but I'm going to buy it anyway. It's made for things that are warm. But it's the nipple. It's hard, and so he won't like it. All right? And if I give him anything with silicone, he just chews the crap out of them, like fast. I swear he chews them when he's doing whatever he's doing. Right? So anyway, we're working on it. Now, I'm showing manners to my Nana because I'm Amari and a good, good boy. I'm showing manners to the world. Hey, 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 what a grand day. I'm showing manners to the world. Cause I'm a good boy. Yeah.